It is Josh,
Chase,
Savannah,
from Everett Chevrolet. We wanted to go on a little test drive this week in the Cadillac Vistiq. It is extremely hot outside. If you haven't heard, we're in Hickory, North Carolina on the East Coast. June 25th, 2025. Super heat wave going on this week, and so we were like, well, let's do a test drive and check it out. So we hope you enjoy our little trip on the road here this morning. Chase, tell us about the Vistiq. You know a lot about all of our vehicles.
Well, our Cadillac Vistiq is our newest electric Cadillac to hit the lot. It is a 2026 model year. It's a third row SUV, and it has a ton of power actually. Just initially taking off from the lot right here, no problem accelerating up to speed at all. It actually can go from 0 to 60 miles an hour in just like 3.7 seconds. So it's still incredibly fast and powerful. You get a ton of range. It meets the 300 standard mile range with the upgraded charger module. So you get faster charging times and still 300 miles of range.
I will say, you know, we sat down in the vehicle and just my first impressions of this one, and I've only really actually I think I sat in it like in the showroom once in the second row or something when we first got it to check it out. But, you know, sitting here in the front row, it's really spacious. I would say there's a lot of technology packed on the inside of the vehicle, and I'm sure we'll dive into that a little bit. Sitting in this passenger side, it's really comfortable, and there's a lot of things that stick out to me, but there's a lot of technology that is packed into this vehicle. Now, one thing that is different between maybe the Vistiq and something a little larger like your Escalade IQ is there's that 55-inch pillar-to-pillar screen on the Escalade IQ, whereas the Vistiq has the 33-inch screen similar to what is in a Cadillac Lyriq. If you're interested in that pillar-to-pillar, you can kind of upgrade to the Cadillac Escalade IQ, but this is going to give you plenty of information in your infotainment center as well as your driver information center. And then also one thing that I noticed that I really like is the center console climate control area. We were talking about before we got in the car, the 5-zone intelligent climate control. Can you tell us a little bit about, you know, what that does?
So the 5-zone climate control basically automates your climate system. It's going to use sensors for humidity and for temperature to adjust and basically moderate those temperatures for individual passenger driver's side, second row driver's side, and your third row. So 5 complete zones of absolute comfort for all of your passengers. And speaking of passengers, this is a 6-row vehicle, so it can seat up to 7 people, but with the options fitted, this has the 2-2-2 configuration for captain's chairs, and it gives everybody a little bit more space. It makes it a little bit more comfortable, and it's still a third-row SUV, perfect for road trips like this.
So tell us a little bit about the climate control in the second row.
Yeah, so you've got like almost a similar screen to the front driver system, and I mean, it's pretty intelligent. You can change your ambient lighting. There's heated seats back here on both captain's chairs, and yeah, it's just like a really smooth and nice system.
And the driver too can control every single row as well. So there's buttons here in the center console where you can do front, second row, third row. So if you have, you know, little kids and you might feel like it's, you know, a hot day like this, you want to make sure that their system is maybe a little cooler than what your system would be in the front, you can go to that second row as the driver and adjust it if they're not able to adjust it themselves. Yeah, we got in, you pointed out something, Savannah, the cup holders. Where are those located?
They're underneath the driver rear AC system. You just press it in and it comes out.
Cool, awesome. So a little nice hidden cup holder down there.
Yes, you can store your coffee.
Savannah's always got her iced coffee on her. Super Cruise is, if you didn't know, Super Cruise is GM's assisted driver technology. And so basically what that means is that there are sensors all around this vehicle, and there's a sensor also on top of the steering wheel, so Chase is hands-free at this point completely. And so there's a camera that's kind of pointed back at you as the driver, making sure that you are watching the road. So for GM Super Cruise, it's available on over 400,000 US highways and roads throughout the United States. When you get to a 4-lane highway, it's typically a 4-lane divided highway, and you hit the Super Cruise button, it will automatically take over driving for you. That camera is a safety feature that if you look away from the steering wheel for I think it's more than like 2 or 3 seconds, it will recognize that and alert you to take control of the vehicle. And so it's a very safe feature. I would say it's one of the safest that I've seen. This is not Tesla self-driving. This is not, you know, completely trusting the vehicle to drive itself. You are still responsible as a driver to ensure that you have control over the vehicle. It just takes that kind of pressure off of you when you are driving to allow you to kind of, you know, in a sense relax a little more, you know, maybe put your hands kind of on your legs and not have to feel like your hands are on the wheel the whole time.
Perfect for long road trips or just even anything over a half hour to where you're just going in a straight line. It is you know, a brand new feeling, something to get used to if you're not used to having technology like this in your vehicle. I will say, it's not like you're relinquishing all control to a Tesla full self-driving system on any road anywhere. And so it's almost like you're the supervisor, you're watching that car drive. And so, like you said earlier, you're in control. It's like that half baby step to full self-driving. And if you're not comfortable with full self-driving, even if you like being in control of the car on longer road trips, I could foresee most people using this feature. It started with the Cadillac CT6, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
The first vehicle to be equipped with it. And you know, through the years, obviously, they're gonna build and make the system that much better every year. It's updating, it's getting new data, and here in the next few years, I can definitely say General Motors releasing even a more full self-driving system as it improves.
Yeah. This does have, actually, no, we got away from Apple CarPlay, didn't we?
Right, yep. So it does have Google built in. You still obviously can connect your phone to Bluetooth, but you just don't have access to those car projection scenarios like CarPlay, Android Auto. And there is a reason for that. I think we can both agree that CarPlay wouldn't be enough to take full advantage of this screen.
Yes. Yeah, the Google Assistant is incredible too. You can tell the Google Assistant to turn your temperature down inside of your vehicle. You can have it find directions for you. You can have it locate gas stations, restaurants, coffee shops, whatever you might need. It's a really incredible feature. It'll play music for you. So definitely something, a big risk that GM took. It was well published that it was a big risk that GM took to, you know, remove Android Auto and Apple CarPlay and go straight to the Google Assistant. But I believe it's really paid off in the amount of features that you get with the Google Assistant and being able to control your vehicle really hands-free. How many speakers on the AKG sound system do you know?
So in this Cadillac Vistiq, there's 23.
Okay.
And what's interesting about the AKG Studio system, it actually comes with Dolby Atmos, and for all you audiophiles out there, and it actually uses the active noise cancellation from the AKG speakers to cancel out that road noise. It is super quiet in here. We were actually at a construction zone earlier. You open up the door and you hear the beeping, the loud roar of these tractors, and then you close the door and it's like a breath of fresh air.
Is there a V mode?
There is a V mode, yep. You can access all 615 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque.
So is it a Vistiq V?
No, just a Vistiq.
But it has V mode.
It still has V mode. It is a Sport one, but I think V mode comes on all of them.
All right, so that is it for our test drive in the Cadillac Vistiq. Incredible vehicle. Chase, what'd you think overall?
Driving this overall was amazing. From leaving the lot to getting on the interstate and using Super Cruise, it's easy, it's comfortable. There's really not much to learn on our electric vehicles. You'd be surprised to know that it's pretty easy to use. Everything's pretty self-explanatory as if it was a regular gas car. You can't tell that this is a third row SUV. You can't tell that it has a 102 kilowatt hour battery pack in the center. Because you're driving, you have such a low center of gravity that you have just the best driving experience possible. It's smooth, it's responsive, and most importantly, it's fast.
Yeah, so if you're interested in a new vehicle, upgrading into something like the Cadillac Vistiq, you can come down to our dealership, Everett Chevrolet, Buick GMC Cadillac, or you can shop our selection anytime online at everettchevy.com or Hickory Cadillac. We look forward to seeing you soon.